What if it turns out better than you can imagine? Why are we always staying in like, what if this happens or that happens, and we get in these like toxic endless loops of what if, and it's always this bad negative scenario. What if it turns out better than you can imagine? And all you gotta do is just realize you can walk in faith over fear. Because guess what? Your whole life, if you're watching this video, you've been surviving. You've been making it thus far. You've been divinely protected the whole time. And anything you've ever experienced in your life as a contrasting event doesn't mean what anybody did to you was right if it was bad. It just means that it's always shown you contrast. Which direction and what do you want in your life? Do you want more of this or do you want more of that? And everything's always a reflection of who you are being in the very moment. So if there's something active in your vibration of something you're holding from past pain or trauma or things you haven't healed from, and what's familiar to you, like tolerating narcissistic people, and that's the type of relationships you attract because that's what you believe you deserve, or all men suck or all women suck, well, you're going to be attracting all men and women that suck. And there's a lot of them. I think there's like 8 billion people on the planet. So have a green juice with me today. Vency, your divine feminine empowerment and spiritual awakening coach. Let's get it. Start choosing to walk in faith over fear. Okay? You chose to have this human experience. Guess what? We're gonna just get into this. All right? You're channeling all the time. You're an eternal spiritual being channeling all the time, and the human experience is the spiritual experience. Like, imagine this, and I came up with this earlier. Imagine you played a game with cheat codes like GTA, right? Grand Theft Auto or whatever. Let's get a sip of our green juice real quick before we, pop off. ASMR noises. I hope that was kind of ASMR-y, was it? Let me know in the comments. All right. Let's get to it. So here's you playing your GTA game, whatever game you love and prefer in your reality, and there's some cheat codes, right? You enter the cheat codes up, left, right, down, XXX, I don't know, right? Type I don't know, maybe that's part of the cheat code. Either way, you're playing the game. You probably may know where I'm going with this and heading in this direction is you let an hour to maybe a day of cheat code playing starts to get a little boring after you try all the things out with cheat codes, right? After you finally do all the things that you want to do in that game that were, maybe a little difficult to do without the cheat codes. Well, requires you to put in a little more effort, right? Until you got better at doing the thing, then you wouldn't need the cheat code. Either way, though, you get my point? So now imagine this. If you spent one whole year, and I mean one whole year, nothing but playing this game with cheat codes. Like, you don't have to go to work. Yay, right? No work. Sounds good right now. Not in a month later after playing this game with cheat codes, and that's all you're doing. I mean, yeah, you still get to eat and stuff. And that's all you get to do though. Game with cheat codes. like you're going to get freaking bored, and you have a whole year of that. I know any game with cheat codes I've ever played. I mean, StarCraft was a lot of fun when I was younger, and I played that a lot. Eventually I got bored of it though. I mean, I'm not playing it now. All right, maybe 2 years of games with cheat codes straight, right? Straight 2 years, nothing else to do besides. Either way, my point is you're going to get pretty bored. And eventually, you're going to wonder, what else can you do, right? You have the option to turn off the cheat codes if you want. So you got 2 years, right? 2 years of only playing this game. Everything else is taken care of. You don't have to go to work, nothing. And you get food delivered to you. Either way, though, once you beat the game, which you'll probably do in a few months, maybe a year, and imagine that, like, you're going to be freaking bored. Like, you'll be so bored that you turned off the cheat codes, you figured it out, all the ins and outs. It's like, how many more times can you run this endless loop over and over and over? So what's the next option? Well, how about you jump into the game? What if you actually experience the character? Like being the character in GTA, and you live life and you experienced it, right? Or whatever game you're playing. So that's how you are as your higher self. Like, you literally decided to expand your consciousness and learn more and try new things out and start from scratch, essentially. You decided to reincarnate so that way you can experience this human experience, which is as spiritual as it gets. A projection of your consciousness, this exact experience, right? And you can't prove consciousness like anybody else has it. Only you do. Like, I may not be conscious. You don't know that. I could be part of your little gameplay simulation, right? And how do I know if you're conscious? Maybe I'm the only conscious being here, right? We don't know. However, you can't look through someone else's eyes. So for now, you realize that you're rendezvousing in this wonderful game that you get to enjoy. Now, that doesn't mean like go be a negative person, because we have laws of reflection. That's why laws are in place. Karma, if you so call it. You're going to get hit with that real quick. And karma's not like, oh, I do something bad to you, and then something bad's going to happen to you. Karma is simply a synchronicity, law of reflection. If you're choosing to be a certain way, other people will reflect that version of you or what's inside of you. And it's reflecting for you to realize consciously, hey, where are you holding this in your vibration? Where are you acting like this, that you keep attracting similar people? Till you learn to let go of it. And you can decide, it's a stopping point. It's saying, hey, do you want to continue being this way, or do you want to shift and be different? You can choose at any moment. You can shift realities at any moment. Every moment is a new moment. And there is no time. Like, there's no future. There's no past. If I ask you, what time is it in 2-3 hours, it's still going to be now. It's always going to be now. So who are you in this moment? You can literally change completely in this moment. We believe we need all this like healing and all this like work to be put through until we have the realizations and finally awaken to like, we can just choose to be. Now, I'm not saying like there's not a process of healing. I've undergone it myself. And from a recent channeling from Bashar video I watched, which validated it for me, is you can just add your awareness to the pain and let it go. It's letting go is as easy as like this. Just like, why are you holding on to the tightrope that's burning? Like, you're getting a payout out of it. Like, you almost like the validation of the feeling of the pain someone brought you. And it's like, you want to keep looking in, and how did it happen? How can I avoid it? And it's like, this is where you start to lose trust in life, in the reality you're experiencing. You stop walking in faith, because having faith over fear means that you're this conscious creator here on this earth, and you're experiencing contrasting events that help you expand, and you do get to create the reality that you want. So trusting the process, whenever you create a point B version of yourself, as long as you're taking aligned action as that version, after you've done some meditation, envisioned the feelings of what it's like to have it, brought them here now, and just took aligned action as that version and embodied it, and eventually your reality will shift as long as you keep taking action. Climb the corporate ladder, that's law of attraction too. You start to believe this laid out ladder that's been put in place, that's the only way you can become successful. Yeah, law of attraction. You believe that you have to work hard for this amount of years, and it happens. Same freaking thing. That's the awareness you're adding to it. Meanwhile, there's people on YouTube, which I've seen, make one video and it gets 1 million views overnight. Right? and that's freaking great. And there was a channel that did do that. What I'm saying is, it's possible. However, it's not always relevant for you to maintain, and it's not sustainable, because I watched that channel also start to slowly fall off, even with like 40K subscribers from that one video, right? Because that person is also growing through a journey of a process of evolving, and maybe because of that one video that blew up, you might be struggling creating content specifically for that type of video when he wants to constantly consciously expand, right? Good content. I resonate with some of it. Totally makes sense. Thing is, it's like sometimes it's not always relevant for us to have that growth and expansion so quickly, because it doesn't allow you to find out who you really are. It doesn't let you experience enough contrast to decide how do you want to show up. As even my channels, I'm still trying to figure out how to create this metaphysical and physical, like, woven experience together. And the only best way I can explain it is you realize that you are this conscious creator, higher self. You're living it. Like, your consciousness is it. You're channeling all the time. The only thing that happened is you walked around with a basket on Earth when you got born. You started picking up things like, oh, I am Venci. I am this. I experienced this, so I am it. And then you have this basket full of stuff that you've experienced, and you claim that I am. When you can easily just start taking stuff out of it. Okay. Oh, that past experience? Huh. Well, it's not happening anymore. Out it goes. That's not who I am anymore. I like this. Now I'm going to start taking action to finding out, maybe I do want to build rockets. What do I got to go look up online? Dope. Maybe we'll just, keep going with that. That's how this works. Is you're here to have contrasting events and experiences. Mainly, though, a lot of the times we come here to learn unconditional love and raise our vibration. So sometimes we do come down here, with our soul families and other people that reincarnate with us. And actually, you are all. That's why it's Christ consciousness or law of one. It all comes from source, broken down into fragments of individual experiences, souls, higher selves, and then humans. Like, you can be the same higher self experiencing two different humans on Earth. Like, imagine being in a relationship with yourself. Kind of. You just have the veil of amnesia, because that veil of amnesia is you in your body. It's like, it's this, it's the blockage between who you believe you are and that person who's also having an individual experience. At the core, though, you're all the same. You're all the same being. Does this make sense? My point is once you realize this, you get to make this place fun. It doesn't matter how bad of experiences or negative things you've experienced. If you want to keep staying stuck and playing small and not enjoying life and staying in the trauma, because I did for a long time. And you know how I transcended trauma? I started showing gratitude for the contrasting event. Thank you. I speak a lot about a lot of the stuff I've been through in these videos, not to like trauma bond or be sad or boo-hoo. It's because there's value in my story and how it became to this and how I'm creating content for others to help you on your journey, to help you have these realizations. And don't just believe everything I say, right? Whatever you want to believe about your reality is true for you. I've done enough research where it all makes sense and my own experiences, and I've always been intuitive, so this is what I believe to be true. So I'm sharing my perspective and the journey from healing. Either way, though, had I not undergone the contrasting events that I have in my life, if I was all love and vibration, and I would not be challenged. Life wouldn't challenge me to expand. If I don't go to the gym and I want to build muscle, I'm not challenging my body to break the muscle fibers down. Ouch, it hurts. Contrasting event. But those muscle fibers, from tearing, they recover and then they grow. Right? That's how your mind works. That's how this whole reality works. So you get to just choose, everything is a gym. Everything is a challenge. Everything is an experience that you gain more experience. You always, even when you go to school, you're tearing your brain basically so it can grow and expand. You get a headache from studying for too long. You get where I'm going with this? This is the ultimate healing modality too, because when you start showing greatness to all this stuff, you get to pick and choose what you want in your basket from the contrasting events, and you can start walking in faith over fear, that knowing everything's going to work out. Because what if it does? What if it works out better than you can imagine? I didn't expect my videos to be getting like this. This is so far better than what I imagined. I imagined I'd have to keep doing like tons of edits and cutting stuff together, and I would never be like in the flow videos. Like one of my favorite, I don't know, I mean, he's in the spiritual space. One of my favorite ones, Aaron Dowding. And he also does have his, full-time purpose community, which I did buy and sign up for so I can learn how to create content. I invested in myself. I chose to invest in that program to learn these things. And yet, guess what? I still had to take action. I still had to put in aligned effort. Thing is, though, I didn't think I would be making in the flow videos. And I'm excited for how they keep expanding. Because what if it gets even better than I can imagine? Right? Today, I'm like, I don't even know what to make on a video. Some days I'm just like, I don't even know. So I'm just going to get a little bit of inspiration and go with it. And that's the point. You can do that with anything. You just find something that excites you and you just roll with it. And you start trusting the process. Knowing you're going to be okay anyway. Like your light isn't ever going to dim. You may pass as a human and wake up to who you really are. Because guess what? This is the dream. This is the vacation, believe it or not. From all the cheat codes. Right? Imagine 2 years. 2 years of all cheat codes and you can't do nothing else besides play a game with cheat codes. Like that will drive you nuts. Be better to experience something and see like, hey, what can I learn from this game? Maybe there's some things and reflections that I can figure out and explore. And this is, like I said, the dream. Physical reality is the dream. Because when you go into a dream, when you wake up from a dream, actually, let's start with that. Like when you wake up after having some really vivid dreams, and it's like, oh man, I can't believe that was real. That was real. That's how real it felt. Like, I can't believe that wasn't real, that dream. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Like when you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck? Like that felt so real. That's how it is when you pass here. When you wake up, you just think that, man, that felt really real. And here's the other kicker, right? So just like in your dreams, here's the thing that I realized was in your dream, you actually believe it. You believe that that is your reality. You literally have no idea of your current reality. You can have bits and pieces of things that feel familiar in your dream that show up, right? Kind of like things active in your vibration. However, that dream, when freaking grandma turns into a cow and a birthday cake is dropping over your head and the Starbucks employee person is you're making them the drink for them instead of them making it for you. And then you wake up in the dream, right? And you realize like, oh man, this stuff is wild. Like this can't be real life. Right? But you believe it for a certain amount of time. And you believe it while you're in the dream. So while you're here in the dream, you believe that you are this character. I believe that I'm Vency, right? And here's the thing that I realized recently as I expanded my consciousness and realized all of this is now my ego, my Vency ego, has been fighting my higher self divine ego. Because now that I've realized all of this and I know that I am my higher self, channeling at all times, I'm trying to incorporate how do I play with the Vency character and my higher self because I still want to enjoy physical reality in certain ways and in new improved ways, more deep and meaningful ways, connecting with people on a deeper level ways, because that is also the point. You don't want to be alone. That's the whole point of fragmenting yourself. Imagine being source. You're alone. The universe, all that is, you're alone. It's scary. It's like being in a confined box. And you never get to talk to anyone. So you fragment, wipe your memories, have individual experiences, and you get to experience one another. Whoa. So that is the part that I'm learning to mend together right now, is Vensi and the awakened consciousness that has been flowing and channeling through me. Because you are that like your thoughts that you think, like when there's something in your reality, you get to choose your thoughts and think about it. You have so much power that you can actually have someone be yelling at you and you can just not even think about it. You can literally space out if you want, or you can choose to feel a different way. Like, all right, well, that's cute. Like you can come in a loving, compassionate way, like, in a concerned way, versus, especially if you're playing like a League of Legends game and your teammates are like flaming you or something. You may react to your emotions versus choosing to respond. And it's your sacred responsibility to respond in a way which you prefer to everything in all aspects of life. So part of having this greater awakening is now I'm choosing how I want to respond. And I realize I can take my time in conversations and be slow. Pause if I want to. Let it all flow out really quickly if that's what I'm feeling. Or stay in silence and give space for both consciousnesses to realize more, right? And then my ego, though, it's like I'm mending them together. It's still interesting because it's like I still love the parts of the character Vensi, because I realize my ego has a lot of human fears like death, all these other things, even though I know you just wake up to who you really are. It's like my ego is like this little child that's picked up all this human baggage in its basket. And I'm like, all right, hey, now that we know we're a divine, eternal, spiritual being, we don't need this one anymore, right? You want to get rid of this toy? You want to get rid of this toy? Come on, little guy. No, not yet. Okay. Why do you want to hold on to it though? Oh, it makes you remember you're human. Oh, okay. You can put it in the basket. Like, like, do y'all get this? It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You can choose to respond in a way that knowing that everything is always working out for you because you're making it happen. You're making things matter. Like you make it matter emotionally and you make it matter physically. I love how that word intertwines like that. Matter in your mind, matter physically. Think about that. Law of attraction stuff, right? Matter. And the more you make things matter and the more you want things, sometimes you don't get it. Because what you want, you're introducing lack that you don't already have it. So I guess this is a compilation video for you to realize, just have frickin' fun. Just get frickin' happy. Abraham Hicks says it all the time. Just get happy. Get happy. Oh, well, how do I get happy? You start doing things that feel good in the moment. If you're struggling to reach the level of unconditional happiness, that does take some inner work. That does take some practice. I'm not always there. I was playing League of Legends earlier. I just went on like an 8-game win streak with Nefari. It's like dog thing. I call it a cat. And this morning I played a couple ranked games with the online friend of mine. We lost every single one. Yep, that's right. And then I was just like, and I'm tired because I stayed up till 4 a.m. playing after I finished like 3 videos. So I decided, I'm going to celebrate. It's Sunday tomorrow. I'm going to relax. I'm going to sleep in. And then I woke up tired. I'm still excited to play. It didn't work out. And then I caught myself like starting to think negative about the games. And then we started doing worse. And all of a sudden the players started acting, started typing and flaming each other. And it's like, this hasn't been happening when I'm in a good place vibrationally. Why? Because everything is a reflection. How you're responding to your reality is a choice. And I could have started flaming them like crazy. One person said to my online friend, he's like, is this a robot? And I'm like, no. And he just actually, our last game, he went like 12 or like 17 and something. And I went like 14 and 8, I think. Like we've been carrying our team, but like, we're only as good as the full team sometimes based on the champions we pick. Either way, though, like I was like, no, he's doing his best, as we all are, and like I was like just so ready to like explode on this guy and like be like, you suck. But it's like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to show up like that. And I literally told him like, yo, dude, chill. Like this is iron, like the lowest rank. All right, we're getting a little vulnerable here. Apparently, that's where they put me in bronze and iron, even though I have like a literally a 95% win rate in normals. So just literally nuts. Ranked games, well, that's when I play with Discord players that actually know what they're doing. It's like then the synchronicity, like then it all works. But like when I play at that level, for me, I found I have to actually carry. I have to find a way to make everything work because there's people that don't have map awareness, don't have all these things. Now, anyway, my point is, I did tell this person. I was like, we're an iron chill. And then he started like getting this ego. He's like, yeah, I'm better than most of these morons. I reported him instantly because that is not acceptable behavior. Either way, though, he's like, I said something like trying to, be kinder. And then like, he's like, I don't care. And I'm like, maybe you should. Right? Like, maybe you should. Like a lot of people, and I start games sometimes saying like, I hope everyone's having a great day, and I'll be silly and stuff. And I'm like, I'm a cat. They're just, I'm a croissant, like whatever to the other team. I don't know why I said that. It's true though. I do that. It's 100% true. Either way though, that's what I mean. Like if you start to fall into the trap of thinking negative, then it starts to reflect. And I watched my teammates become negative. And then it was a choice from within. Like I wanted to keep playing. I was kind of like addicted to it. And then I was like, nope, not today. Like I need to log off. Like I already did my best. I tried some stuff out. I still did pretty good in most of my games, even though we lost, which is fine. Not really, but it's okay. It's all part of the learning experience. Contrast, see, appreciating the contrast, learning. I'm getting better. I could wish for my teammates to be better already so it could be easier for me. Except that's not going to challenge me to grow. That's not, for some reason, maybe I am in iron and bronze. I reached silver at one point after like an 8-win Nautilus streak. Either way, though, it's like maybe there's stuff here I need to learn, and that's the realization I came to. Maybe I'm put here for a reason so I can challenge myself enough to be able to carry my whole team and rank up. And then once I get to higher ranks, I know I can trust the rest of my team. They know what they're doing. Then it's all like instinct, intuitive gameplay, which is like, I'm telling you, when you reach that point with players, it's like, it becomes like you're one with the game. Like you literally know where everything's at. Like you're not even, and it's so great. Right. Except maybe there's some areas that I need to improve on so I can get better. I don't want to wish for things to be easier for me. I want to challenge myself to get better. And that's what my higher self is literally doing every single day by putting stuff in front of you, contrasting events. So remember, walk in faith over fear. Because if you fear too much in your reality, it's going to suck. And it's time for you to start loving life, being completely in love with your life. Go out there, make that dating profile, try things out, date other people that may not feel familiar or comfortable. Start that new business. Start that OnlyFans. I'm not joking. Like, people there making like 100K a month. So it's possible. And what's going to come with that? Fear of other people's opinions. What are mom and dad going to think? What are, that's what I'm talking about. That's why it's so commendable for people that do that have an OnlyFans, because like they're putting themselves out there in a way and they're running it. Like you still have to market, you still have to make silly videos on Instagram or jump on your Lamborghini so you can get like the polarizing effect and grow and expand quicker. See, it's smart. Like there's genius ways to get creative and it's still a business. Still got to run it. So stop fearing. If you want to live a life of maybe having 100K a month or $1 million a month, you got to start letting go of fear and trust the process and walk in faith over fear. All right. So I challenge you to trust your intuitive guidance, trust your feelings, trust the contrasting event, and that you can start choosing in any given moment how you want to respond to your reality and not react based off your emotions. Because as long as you have a vision of who you want to be, your point B version, the best version of you, and you're taking deliberate, aligned action towards it each and every day, you're going to get there eventually. Or you're going to give up. And you're going to let all that fear and BS and perfectionism self-sabotage you. So, or you're never going to start. So I challenge you to start living in faith over fear. Much love, Cosmic Soul. Have a wonderful, magnificent, transformative, alchemizing day. Bye. Drink your green juice. ASMR. Oh yeah. Yeah, ASMR. Oh yeah, I'm out here. Peace out.